to the Tuesday, July 15th City Council meeting. To begin, we're going to call this meeting to order, and if you would like to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Nancy, if you will call the roll, please.
Bowling.
Here.
Freed.
Here.
Lockhart.
Here.
Newman.
Here.
O'Doherty.
Here.
Shumway.
Here.
Behill.
Here.
Richardson.
Here.
And Cumby, absent. That's 8 present and 1 absent, Your Honor.
Great, thank you. Next up is public comment on non-agenda items, and we will take the folks first who signed up, and first is Mr. Kriebel, if you'd like to come forward. Welcome, and if you will just state your name for the record, that would be great.
Norbert Kriebel, Honorable Vice Mayor, City Council. I'm going to keep this really short and sweet. Those of you who have been following, I've been keeping updates in terms of what I've been trying to do to accommodate everything within the stormwater ordinance that's come out and share some of the differences about my property. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster, getting answers. I've gone to the people locally, so it's not just me coming here and complaining. I've been doing my homework. So I read the original ordinance, all of it. I read the Amendment A to it. I appreciate that it was changed to also include past things that were done. One of the questions I have, and I realize this isn't a question and answer session, so I'm posing it now intentionally at this meeting, not next meeting, because I don't want to be here for that one, as something for you guys to think about. In the original ordinance that was reviewed, written, voted on by you all, it says service fee refunds shall not go back further than 3 years. I think that's pretty darn reasonable, maybe even being very generous, 3 years. The manual, which I've read through because it was in the instructions, and it was written by Elizabeth Treadway, who's the consultant that was used in this whole process. In here it says, credits are not retroactively applied to a previous billing period, which basically says 0. So on one side, in a manual written by the consultant, and I'm sure that maybe this hasn't been reviewed completely, is 0. On the other one, it says 3 years. It's a pretty big gap in between the two. I just wanted you guys to know about that. I've also gone through and looked at all the PowerPoints that she presented. There's a lot of pictures in there that show, hey, this is what we're trying to get to. If in the future you guys go in the direction of saying, look, we need to provide our customers, citizens, with this is what you do, there's none of that in the manual itself. And I think it would be very useful maybe to go back through all those PowerPoints and say, here are pictures of what it should look like if you want to be able to reduce your costs on this. That's it. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Next up, Mr. Glass. Welcome.
Good evening, members of council. Acting Mayor Richardson. I'm here this evening because I've been speaking to a lot of people also about the stormwater tax. Some people are just realizing that it exists and are saying, well, gee, is it legal for it to have been imposed without any warning? And well, that caused me to look back at the state statutes, and I've provided some excerpts for you there. And it appears that council, when it was proposing to implement this, skipped a step that is supposed to be done according to the state statute before it's imposed. It says, subject to voter approval, as provided by subsection E of this section, a city, town, or county or joint powers board may fund the surface water drainage utility by general special funds, revenue or other bonds, other forms of indebtedness, service charges, or a combination of those sources. And then later on in paragraph E of the same section, it elaborates. It says, a governing body shall not fund a surface water utility until the proposition to impose the means of financing the surface water drainage utility has been submitted to and adopted by the electors within the proposed surface water drainage area under this subsection. Now, I don't recall ever having seen this on the ballot. And so I'm not sure if we're authorized, this is coming up on our July bills, I'm not sure if the city is authorized to do this. What's more, putting it on your utility bill may not be the right way to collect it. Because if you look a little further down the page, paragraph B, Romanet 2, it says service charges may be levied by the taxing authority having jurisdiction where the property is located. As far as I know, property taxes and other such things are actually levied by the county. So should the city be putting this on our utility bills, or is this something which needs to be collected as part of the property tax bill that you get from the county? Anyway, just some food for thought. I'm a little bit concerned, again, that, you know, if this came up, if there were a legal challenge to this, the city would have to refund anything that it collects as a result of the next utility bill. If we're going to do this at all, let's please do it right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Glass. And just a heads up to folks in the room that next week we will be reviewing this utility. And so welcome anyone who has questions or concerns about it. And if you can't make it, please check out the recording, Mr. Glass, and we'll be sure to touch on this at that time. Thank you. Any other public comments? Come on forward. Jerry, if you will just state your name for the record, that would be great.
Hi, my name is Jerry Gruber. Welcome to all of you, Honorable Mayor, Assistant Mayor, and Council. On the surface water as well, one thing I'm a little bit confused about is I hear time and time again how concerned you are about building and getting residents in Laramie and building downtown and keeping everything together. This is not the way to do that. The builders that I know that I have conversations with, they don't want to build in the city of Laramie. It's too complicated, it's too expensive, and it's a pain. They would rather build in the county or go someplace else. And I think that's the problem that we're having, and this just compounds that particular problem, I think. The other day I was at lunch. My wife and I go out to lunch on Sunday after church. We usually go to pretty much the same restaurant or two. The last one we were at, I won't tell you the name of the restaurant, but they were complaining. They said, this is going to cost us $500 a month extra for this water drainage fee. We can't afford that. Now we're going to determine whether we're going to stay in business or close the doors. That's what this is going to do. Okay. I've talked to several people, and this is a typical email that I've gotten out today. Those who live in town need to exercise Wyoming Statute 15-4-110 to recall the mayor and the city council members who voted for this nonsense, quote. This is absolutely absurd. They're paving the way for Laramie to become a smart, which is surveillance, monitoring, analysis, reporting technology city where the extent of your freedom is based on the carbon footprint. I'll fight this global garbage until the end. This came from attorneys in Cheyenne, so I think we have some other issues there. I'd ask that you please reconsider what's going on with this. I agree 100% with Mr. Glass and his comments as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gruber. Other comments? All right, any online, City Clerk? Nothing online? With that, we will do any consideration of changes in the agenda. Is there any public request to make changes to the agenda poll items from the consent agenda? I see none. Councilor O'Doherty, if you could.
I
Set the
move
agenda.
that the following changes to the agenda be approved. Move item 9E from consent to item 10A.
O'Doherty moved.
Second.
Shumway seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. We will move that item to 10A. Next is proclamations and public hearings.
Do we have to?
Oh, sorry. We need to set the agenda.
I move that the agenda be set as changed.
Moved by O'Doherty, seconded by Newman. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. And now, proclamations. So we have a wonderful proclamation tonight. with just a few of our firefighters with us, the few but the mighty, because it sounds like some of the other folks are out doing this good work. So the proclamation tonight is in recognition of the Laramie Fire Department's 150th anniversary. Whereas the Laramie Fire Department was organized on August 2nd, 1875, and has diligently served and protected the lives and property of the citizens of Laramie for 150 years, standing as a beacon of safety and resilience since its founding. And whereas, since its establishment, the Laramie Fire Department has evolved from its modest beginnings to a recognized leader in fire suppression, emergency medical services, and public safety education. And whereas the men and women, both past and present, who have been members of the Laramie Fire Department have demonstrated unwavering courage, dedication, and professionalism in answering the call to duty, often putting themselves in harm's way for the safety of others. And whereas the Laramie Fire Department has played a crucial role in the history and development of our community, protecting our citizens and property from loss by fire and many varied emergency situations. And whereas the 150th anniversary of the Laramie Fire Department is a testament to the enduring commitment and service of its members and support from our community, and is a significant milestone worthy of recognition and celebration. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Mayor and Council of the City of Laramie do hereby recognize and honor the Laramie Fire Department's 150th anniversary of exemplary service, expressing our profound gratitude for their courage, sacrifice, and dedication to the well-being of the community, and on behalf of all residents and community members, thank those who have served, continue to serve, will serve, and sorrowfully recognize those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice for their community. And be it further proclaimed that the citizens of Laramie are called upon to reflect on the vital role of the Laramie Fire Department in ensuring community safety and well-being, showing their appreciation by any means available to them. And witness whereof, my hand is set, and the seal of the City of Laramie is affixed this 5th day of August 2025. Vice Mayor Micah Richardson. Welcome, Chief.
Honorable Mayor, Vice Mayor, and members of council, thanks for the proclamation for the recognition of the 150th anniversary. It's a lot of years and a lot of development in the department. It started with 2 paid positions and volunteer hose companies and ladder companies. On August 2nd of 1875, the town council of the city of Laramie enrolled the ordinance that created our department. I don't know of anyone that's older in the state, actually. We were doing some research on that. Anyway, also at this time, I want to take a chance to thank all the members past and the members present for all that they do and the service they provide. And reiterate to the council and to the community our dedication to providing this service going into the future. So appreciate that. We're going to plan something. It'll probably happen on August 1st. We'll probably have like a lunch for the retirees and a push-in ceremony of our new apparatus out at Station 3. So we're planning something. I'll let you know when that happens. I was reading through some of the ordinances that were adopted, and it was actually September of 1875. And it's kind of funny because when I read the ordinances today, some of them have carried on that long, like prohibiting riding over of hoses. That was in the 1875 ordinance. It's in today. Not letting out equipment and stuff. It's kind of funny. So anyway, at this time, I'd like to invite the people I have here to accept the proclamation. We have more people on duty, but as you said, they're busy tonight. So we have Ship Commander Chase Bridgman, Company Officer Mike Nyquist, and Firefighter Kelsey Norseedson. So if you come forward. They're shy.
You get a picture.
You do now.
I just need to see the vice mayor. Maybe she needs to stand. We're good. I think we're good right there. So 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you all. Thank you again. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. And I am real quick going to turn it over to Councilor O'Doherty, who has a comment to make.
As I recall, having such a good fire department also helps us with our insurance rates, like home insurance and things. So I think the public should be aware of that. So thank you, fire department.
Great.
Looks like
Oh, yes, sir. Councilor Shumway.
Let me make one more comment. I think we had more loss of fire in the city of Laramie in the first 25 years than we have in the last 125 years. I believe the holiday fire just about wiped out the entire downtown. So I believe now we're at a point where the fire department is so efficient that we have not only lowered insurance rates, but we can also feel secure in our homes that there will be a fast and a very thorough response anytime there is a fire.
We're going to have to look up that fire now, Councilor Shumway. All right, thank you all. Next, public hearings, and it does not look like we have any public hearings. Any announcements?
I do have one announcement, Mayor, Public Works.
Excellent. Come on up, Director Webb.
Vice Mayor, City Council, good evening. You may have heard 15th Street reopened today, and we are not anticipating it to close again. There's still a lot of activity in the area. Construction continues on the dorms there, and they're going to be having some large trucks coming in to do furniture delivery and things like that. So still a lot of activity going on there, but the road is open. What we are anticipating is the closure of 22nd Street between Grand and Willett. So this is going to occur next week, starting July 22nd to August 3rd. The reason is to get the utilities installed for the aquatic center. The sanitary sewer is on the west side of 22nd Street, so they literally have to cut it all the way across. So there was no way to keep it open. I think they're doing it a little earlier than originally anticipated so that we can get open before the school year starts. And so we're hoping that when the school year starts, 15th and 22nd will both be open. Thank you.
Excellent. And then it looks like we also have a staff recognition.
Mayor, we sure do. And so I'm excited tonight to tell you about our Employee of the Month, or our rock star, which is Mike Malloy, our Parks Supervisor. Mike has joined us tonight and was nominated by the Department Director, Mr. Bork, who of course is here with us tonight too. He was nominated for this recognition and honor because of the high standards that he holds in the work he does, his strong work ethic, and his can-do attitude, and those are the words of Director Bork. Parks maintenance is one of those things that I think we often take for granted as citizens, right? We go out to our parks, they're beautiful, they're lovely, everything works, they're well groomed, but it's actually a very challenging and diverse field and requires a lot of long hours and some odd shifts as well from time to time. So let me tell you a little bit about Mike Malloy. About 23 years ago, he started with the city. He said at that point that he applied, really had no idea that you can make a career out of this. So this is our infomercial for aspiring parks professionals to join our team. Mike supervises a crew of 4 full-time folks, and in the summer up to 24 seasonals. He, of course, supervises and assigns daily tasks, but he also has to make sure everyone has all the equipment they need to do the work of parks maintenance, which is a diverse portfolio of equipment. Also, he says he is in the office a lot, but he gets to get out too and does everything from helping out the crews with trimming or pulling trash and even scrubbing toilets. So yes, full service parks department here. And then of course another important part of the parks positions is to answer the questions and the calls of the public about the services that we provide and the amenities in those parks. A little bit more about Mike. He's a Wyoming native from Thermopolis. The auditorium at the school is actually named after his father, who was a prominent musician who taught music there for decades. So if you get up to Thermopolis to the William H. Malloy Auditorium, you'll know that we have a local connection to that facility. Mike has a Bachelor of Science in History, just proving that you can do anything with any degree. And he is also, as most of us here in Wyoming, an outdoor enthusiast. He says he's an avid golfer and maybe even a little bit crazy about golf. He says last weekend he played 66 holes, teed off at 7 a.m., home by 3:30, and he aspires to see the Masters Golf Tournament live and maybe play at Pebble Beach or an old course in Scotland. So I hope he will use his vacation time and go do that soon. Anyway, with that, I'm happy to acknowledge Mike Malloy, and Director Bork may want to say some things as well. Thank you. You look tan like you've been on the golf course.
Well, yeah, that and outside. I appreciate the honor, Mike, and it's a real honor, and I love working for the city of Laramie, and I always have. So, and I don't know many of you guys, so I'm usually just out on a mower or doing something out there, but I appreciate it. Thank you, Mike.
Honorable Mayor and Council, I nominated Mike, but if I could, I would nominate every single one of our park employees. Mike is one of the unsung heroes of the department and of the city, as the city manager acknowledged. You know, you don't often see a lot of you see people out on the mowers, but you don't realize all of the other things that park maintenance does. And anytime, you know, there's a problem that needs to be solved, Mike is one of the first people that is willing to step up and do what's needed. He runs a fantastic crew. Scott Hunter is here also and supervises Mike, and they do a truly amazing job for the amount of staff that we've got and the large portfolio of parks that we have. So I think it's truly a deserved honor for Mike, and I just want to thank him for everything that he does.
And I want to thank Scott for being here too. We go back to college. We played basketball together in the 90s.
That's
so,
awesome.
And now I work for him. He's a great boss. So, yeah.
Perfect. Councilors, you had some comments. Councilor Lockhart.
All right, congratulations, Mike. The comment about Scotland, I have a friend, Brett Moniz, who just was on the first oldest, 9th oldest, and 14th oldest course in Scotland recently because his son was playing over there. And you said the Masters. He said the oldest course in Scotland, they let the public have parties on during the week. Can you imagine that happening in Augusta? You know, so you got to get over there.
Yeah. Oh, his son works for us.
So you understand, you've heard all the stories.
James Moniz works for Parks, yep.
Director Bork, do you make the haircuts?
It's
required?
mandatory. We're starting to implement that for all park staff. Yes, and vests. We're working on that.
How do the women feel about that?
I'm trying to be equal. Everybody shaves.
Everybody does it. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Thank you all very much, and we sure appreciate your dedication and work. 23 years is a long time to be somewhere, and it sounds like you just put so much of yourself into it. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
I love it. So,
Great. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, go on up there for a photo.
I knew they were going to
Just go up this way.
We'll move it for your exit. Thank you.
Get out of your way.
Oh, you're good.
They'll just usually come
Right in the middle?
Yeah, right in the middle. Place of honor. Yeah, I was going to say, can you step to the right just a little bit? Yeah. Thank you. Yep, that's good. I'm just trying to get all the counselors. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, moving right along. Any disclosures or conflicts of interest by council members? Seeing none, we will move on to the approval of the consent agenda.
I move that the consent agenda be approved and that each specific action on the consent agenda be approved as indicated.
Second.
Bowling.
Yes.
Freed.
Aye.
Lockhart.
Yes.
Newman.
Yes.
O'Doherty.
Yes.
Shumway.
Yes.
Vigil.
Yes.
Richardson.
Yes.
Cumby, absent. That's 8 yeses, 0 nos, and 1 absent, Your Honor.
Thank you, and I'm just going to take a quick moment. We have someone here who I think Councilor Bowling would like to recognize.
Oh, thank you, Vice Mayor.
Yeah.
Acting Mayor Richardson. We have one member of our newly appointed Laramie Youth Council here, so I'd like to recognize. It's Viga, correct? Yes.
Great.
So if we could just give a round of applause to Viga Ramsankar. It's an important component of our of our civics, I think, that we have something like the Youth Council spearheaded by Councilor Shumway. And I just want to thank you for your application and your stellar interview. And we really look forward to hearing what this amazing group of young people is going to bring to the city. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for being here. You are welcome to stay for the entire meeting. You are welcome to leave also if you choose to. So just want to put that out there for you. All right, moving on to the regular agenda. Councilor O'Doherty.
I move to approve the agreement for professional engineering services between the City of Laramie and IMEG Consultants Group, Incorporated, for a public safety facility needs analysis and plan for the City of Laramie Police and Fire EMS services and the Albany County Sheriff's Office, and authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign.
Moved by O'Doherty, sorry.
Second.
Great, thank you. Seconded by Freed, and if we can welcome you up, Chief, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. What we have before you tonight is a proposal. This has already been budgeted for. We budgeted for this at the beginning of the budget cycle a year and a half ago. And the purpose for this is recently I had an opportunity to tour most of you, or the new council members, through our facility. And then the previous year, other council members through our facility. And as we pointed out in multiple areas, it's an aging facility. Our facility was built in approximately 1980, and it was purchased by the city in approximately 1998. It had previously been designed as an engineering firm facility, and then it was retrofitted to a police department. So due to that, it really isn't efficient for our needs and hasn't been since its conception. And now we're starting to get to a point where some of the interior maintenance components are starting to fall apart. Last year, we had a significant leak in our roof, and we actually retrofitted a new locker room a few years prior, and portions of that was destroyed and had to be remodeled because of the leak in the roof into the locker room area. It also leaked into our gym facility, where a lot of our equipment had to be replaced because of the same leak, which ultimately had to be repaired, and thank goodness hasn't leaked again this year. We also just had a boiler go out, which has happened twice since I've been here in the last 3 years. And then we just had a major circuit breaker control panel go out on our hot water heater system. So we're at a point now where we're going to have to start repairing the bones in our facility. The sheriff's facility was built, I believe it was in 1932, and it's a courthouse. It's not meant for a sheriff's department, and they're in the basement of that. And it's an extremely small area, so it kind of coincides with our needs. And if you look at what they're doing over in Cheyenne with Laramie County, Douglas with Converse County, and in Fort Collins, they have public safety centers. And the reason for that is the cost savings. So the cost savings to the taxpayers is approximately $15 to 30% in capital and operational costs, and then ongoing maintenance costs, a reduction of approximately 20 to 35%. One is because you're sharing the cost, but two, as you build, you're able to share common spaces, such as conference rooms, holding cells for us, and then adding in the fire department gives us the ability to share administrative spaces also. And the fire department, I believe, was 1938 that it was built. And most of the fire engines, which Dan can probably explain better than I can, but are now built too big with ladders too large to fit in their current facility in Fire Station number 1. So our hope was to go out and hire a contract with a firm, one that we have used before. We went out to RFP. We had 4 bids. This is one that the city has used before. They did do our locker room remodel, and based on other costs that we've heard from our partners over in Converse County, Natrona County, and also in Laramie County, the price that we got our quote for is actually significantly cheaper than the prices they paid, even though their facilities are older, and there's been a lot of inflation since then. I did get asked the reason for the Sheriff's Department not contributing, and we have, to be honest with you, it's my fault. So we had budgeted this with the purpose of going for Fire Station number 1 and looking at a new location for that. We jumped on board hoping to find a new location for the police department that would be centrally located so people don't have to go to the south end of town to get their police department needs met, then go to the center of the city to get their records needs met from the police department, and then go to the courthouse to get any of their needs met as far as vehicle registration. So we jumped on board, and then I heard some conversation on the county side that they were looking at building some new facilities or potentially building some new facilities and to better serve the community and have some cost sharings. I invited the Sheriff's Department to jump on board with us. So we anticipate retrieving some of those costs as the building process goes on, if it continues after this process. But we have a wide array of MOUs and cost sharing agreements with the Sheriff's Department, just to mention a few: records and communications, detention center, EMS services, Albany County emergency response services, our special response team services is a co-team response, and search and rescue. So there are a lot of areas where we overlap in public safety, and it's not necessarily the same as it would be with other city departments and county departments. And with that, I'll stand for any questions.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions? Councilor O'Doherty.
I assume that the training that you and the Sheriff's Department do training together, I thought, like the CIT training and things like that.
Through you, Vice Mayor, that's correct. So we actually invite them over to just about every training that we do. So also sharing some of those facilities would be beneficial, like, for instance, a mat room, a gym, a virtual reality machine that we currently use for simulation exercises. All those can be shared. Thank you.
Other questions? Councilor Newman.
Even though it's an afterthought, why can't we get the county on board right now? We haven't passed this. Why can't we talk to them about the cost share?
Through you, Vice Mayor. So I think we could, and the county has been on board with this project since we started it. We had a meeting with a commissioner and the sheriff when we initially brought them to the table. So I don't think that there would be any hesitation on the county part. We had already budgeted for it, and like I'd mentioned before, a lot of our cost saving or sharings agreements kind of go back and forth. Like, I'll give you one example, and I don't know if I should say this because I don't know that the county's pushing it at this point, but we're currently out of contract for our jail holding cell fees, and I expect that to go up significantly with inflation over the last 3 or 4 years that we've had the same contract. So there's some cost savings there, and I actually expect it to go up probably 40 to 50% in that ballpark based on some of the conversations that we've had with them and some of our partners in other areas in the state that we're seeing increases with counties and municipalities. So there are cost savings in other areas, and I do anticipate that we can retrieve some of this if need be moving forward, depending on the funding sources for the facility.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Excuse me. Through you, Mayor, I'd just piggyback on that and say one thing. When we started the conversation with Commissioner Gosar and Sheriff Appelhans many months ago, The council had approved the budget for this facility needs analysis. They had already gathered some data about their facilities needs, about the sheriff's office needs. So to your question, Councilor Newman, that's part of the reason that, in my mind, it's not essential for the county to participate financially right now, because they were a little bit ahead of us as far as assessing the space needs for their facility. So they're going to share that information with our consultant and maybe give them a little running head start on their piece. I will tell you, as we talked, the chief and I, with the county, we did let them know that if it exceeded our budgetary authorization by the council, that we'd absolutely be over there asking for money. And then what's of course occurred since February is the county has seen their revenue be notably less based on the changes in property tax that have been approved by the state. And so for those three reasons, coupled with the fact that we're trying to complete the study by the end of the year so that we have real data about these facility needs, as we're having conversations with the county about renewing the capital facilities or specific purpose tax, those are kind of all the reasons in my mind, in addition to what the chief has said, as to why we felt like, as a good neighbor and a governmental partner, we didn't have to get too far into the weeds and slow this down to negotiate with them for a cost share and try to figure out what that cost share even looks like, right? So.
Vice Mayor, if I may add one more thing, Councilmember Newman, we have no idea where this facility is going to be, so there's still a good chance, based on the outcome of the study, that it could end up on property that the city owns, it could end up on property that the county owns. So at this point, to determine what the cost share is going to look like, it's just, we'd be speculating at this point. There's a good chance that that's going to shift one direction based on the outcome of this study. And while I wish I had the specialty to give you more info on what this study is going to look like, to my knowledge, I'm not an architect, and I don't think that we have any on staff with the city or the county. So to develop a conceptual design, land assessment agreements, looking at other available land, if one of the plots that the city or the county currently do not have access to don't fit the need, and then the square footage requirements needed for each of our individual spaces, and then to build up, which ideally you can put administrative offices on a second or third floor. Those are all things outside of my wheelhouse significantly.
Great, thank you. Other questions by the council? Councilor Newman.
I'll wait until somebody else has one.
Go right ahead.
I kind of asked this earlier, so just to put it out there, why can't we start this in-house? You guys know what we're working with our facility now, and we know what we need to add to it. Or why can't we come up with that list and then go to an engineer or architect to design the building for us? So why can't we start in-house?
So through you, Vice Mayor, that was part of this process, Councilmember Newman. So we've already done that. We've met with all of the firms that had initially put in a bid. And we walked through each one of our facilities, explained to them exactly what we're looking for in the future, what works now, what doesn't work now. And basically they took those three needs and came up with this to determine exactly what we're going to need in the next step throughout the feasibility study. And they met with each one of us individually. We also walked through LARC, Laramie and Albany County Records and Communication Center. We walked through all of our evidence facility. We walked through the Sheriff's Department search and rescue facility. And that's kind of what got us here to this point, which is the next step.
Great, wonderful. Other questions? Okay. Thank you, Chief. Moving on to public comment. Any public comment on this agenda item? Any online public comment? I don't see any. All right. Any comment by council? Councilor Bowling.
Thank you, Acting Vice Mayor, Acting Mayor, Vice Mayor Richardson. So confusing. I need to just continually remind myself that this is a feasibility study. It's a needs assessment, that the county's already ahead of us, that we have good relationship as, a governing partners, and that also we have, civil servants working for us that maybe don't necessarily have the capacities because they're working in public safety to to fully complete a thoughtful analysis of this, and that's why we go through this process. It's budgeted for, and I think ultimately has the potential to bear like a greater public safety mechanism for the city and the county, and increased like efficiency and response. So I need to remind myself of that. So thank you.
Thank you. Other comments? Councilor Freed.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. I just want to say thanks to Chief and City Manager for answering those questions and providing context. And I think, we've heard from the public a little bit on this item just about the funding. And I think that's a question that we always hear on council from members of the public, or why are we going out to have a consulting firm come and do some of this stuff? And I think, Chief, hearing your comments about, where we've gone and what we're hoping to do, I mean, it makes a lot of sense to me that it's needed, I think, that way, and we can get really solid data and hopefully make a really effective decision with taxpayer dollars to build something. So I feel better about it every time I hear you guys describe the process in which you've gone through and getting it to this point. So appreciate your time and effort on it. Thanks.
Councilor Lockhart.
Thank you, Vice Mayor, Acting Mayor. Again, thank you, Chief. Also, it sounds like a lot of work has been done already. So I keep on thinking, too, is if we could have all three departments together, one-stop shop, how great that would be for the community. Because like you mentioned, there's a lot of places people got to go. And plus, I think all the departments get along well. I think that would help with the teamwork and ideas and sharing and training and things like that. So I think it's a fantastic idea. I just hope we can find I have an idea for you afterwards about a property. Okay? Thank you.
Other comments? All right. Thank you very much. I think that was really helpful to get that background information to know what went into basically like a walk around RFP of sorts. It sounds like that's great. And understanding that we are able to request funds from them and that they would likely be open to that if more are needed, and maybe using it as leverage if other discussions about funding in other areas are needed as well. So thank you very much for that. And if we can move to the vote, please.
Bowling.
Aye.
Freed.
Yes.
Lockhart.
Yes.
Newman.
Yes.
O'Doherty.
Yes.
Shumway.
Yes.
Behill.
Yes.
Richardson.
Aye.
Cumby, absent. That's 8 yeses, 0 nos, and 1 absent, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item 11. Councilor Bowling.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. I move to award the bid for the fiscal year 26 chip seal project to American Road Maintenance in the amount of $585,430 plus a contingency of $12,570, and authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign.
Moved by Bowling. Second. Seconded by Hill. Director Brooks, welcome. Director Brooks.
Again, I'm not sure what to say. Mayor, Vice Mayor? Mayor, Council, this project involves the application of chip and fog seal to approximately 123,972 square yards of city street. Chip seal is a fairly inexpensive and quick way to extend the serviceable life of the roadway surface. Bids were opened on June 10th, 2025. American Road Maintenance, as you can see on your sheet there, was the low bidder. They came in way under budget, and because they were so far under budget, we asked if they could apply the same line item cost to additional streets in an effort to maximize work being done within the city. The base bid included 64,808 square yards of chip and fog seal. The additional scope of work requested includes 59,164 square yards of chip and fog seal. I wasn't going to read all the roadway sections, but they're listed in your packet there. The project should be completed by September 5th. We do have 3 sections of roadway that we're requiring be done before August 15th prior to school, because those sections are around schools. That's Reynolds, 22nd to 30th, 30th Reynolds to Plains Drive, and Shield, 15th to 9th. So we want to get those done before the school year starts. After a review of the bid documents, references, and material suppliers, staff recommends American Road Maintenance be awarded the construction contract for the fiscal year 26 chip seal project. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to take them.
Councilor Lockhart.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Director. So why would they be almost $300,000 less? And on top, do we have any experience with American Road Maintenance?
Yeah, Mayor, through you, we have not directly worked with American Road Maintenance in the past. They do work all over the country. They're currently working in Twin Falls, Idaho, and Jackson Hole. They're finishing up that project. They're jumping down to Rock Springs, and then they're going to hit us on the way across. So I think they're kind of lining up projects as they go along. As far as the cost, their square yard cost is $4 per square yard. The other bidders we had were at $6 and then an average of $6.10. So that's a big portion of it. Also, their mobilization and traffic control was less. That's what they say they can do the price for. We got all their proper documents in, their qualifications. And I'll tell you, the county just awarded a project. They got bids in over $2 million for chip seal, same type of project. And it was a company out of Utah that got it. The locals were too high.
Other questions? Councilor Newman.
With this being such a lower bid, and the term micromanagement is the wrong one, but that's what I'm going to use instead. We're going to watch these guys, right, and make sure, what such a lower cost kind of scares me, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to micromanage anybody, but are we going to kind of?
Yeah, Mayor, through you, I'll be honest with you, when Nancy read the bids out loud, the first thing I thought was yes, and the next thing I went was, uh-oh, right? So we're with you, and we would have brought this item to the last council meeting, but we were busy doing some due diligence to check up on the company and make sure everything was okay. But yeah, as far as our projects, we have staff that'll be monitoring this. Our street division and our engineering division will be monitoring it as it goes. As you know, chip seal projects are pretty quick hitters, so they should be in and out pretty quick.
Other questions? Yes, Councilor Bowling.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Thank you, Director. In that period of due diligence, have you been able to have conversations with officials in any other municipalities that are currently working with American Road, Jackson, et cetera?
Yeah, so Mayor, through you, I actually personally called down in New Mexico. I can't remember the area, but it was one of the municipalities that was on their qualification form. I wanted to just pick one out, and so I did, and they said they did great work, and cost was below what they had expected and budgeted.
Other questions? Thank you, Director Webb. Public comment on this agenda item. Please, Mr. Glass, welcome.
Acting Mayor, members of council. Yes, as you know, I sent you an email expressing concern about this. It seemed as if we got very much a lowball bid from this company. And the thing that concerns me is that the other two, which bid much higher, are ones that we have had good experiences with. And just as a matter of fact, one of them just completed some of the intersections here along 3rd Street. And so, yes, as a member of the public, I'm worried about our going ahead and increasing the scope of the work before we have any experience with this company. And also, I don't know, is it legal after we bid it out for just the smaller area to more than double the project? Do we have to bid it out again? I don't know. According, as far as I can tell, according to state law, we may want to consult our city attorney about this. Is it legal to go ahead and change the scope of the work without bidding it out again, just given that increase? So I think these are two things council should think about. If it's not a rush thing, I think we might want to take some time and do a little more due diligence, maybe at least one more meeting's worth before passing this. Thank you.
Thank you. Other public comment on this agenda item? All right. Back to the council for comment. Yes, Councilor Vigil.
Thank you. You?
Yep, that's perfect.
Yeah, I feel feel comfortable with this. I really trust our city staff to do their due diligence. I think maybe if we could get, place a call into Jackson or some of these more recent work sites, that could be helpful as a suggestion, just to see, kind of what's going on there. But I mean, we're always looking to be efficient with our dollars. And so I think this is an opportunity to do that. And, as long as we've done our due diligence, I support this.
Thank you. Other comments? Councilor Newman.
Ditto, because that was mine.
All right, I'm just wondering if they are giving us a discount because they don't have to work in the Tucson heat. And so they're just like, I'm ready for it.
They're already in the area.
Very right. Exactly. All right. With that, if there are no more comments, if you will take the roll, please.
Bowling.
Aye.
Freed.
Yes.
Lockhart.
Yes.
Newman.
Yes.
O'Doherty.
Yes.
Shumway.
Yes.
Behill.
Yes.
Richardson.
Yes.
Cumby, absent. That's 8 yeses, 0 nos, and 1 absent, Your Honor.
Thank you. Moving on to the next item, item 12, Councilor Lockhart.
I move to award the contract for the replacement of Unit 274 storm sewer camera truck to Dawson Infrastructure Solutions, CO, in an amount not to exceed $279,997.28. Authorize staff to surplus the current Unit 274 and authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign.
Moved by Lockhart.
Second.
Seconded by Behill. Welcome back.
Mayor, the Surface Water Division has approved funding in the fiscal year 26 budget to replace our old camera trailer, Unit 274. That trailer is really old. It was handed down from the sanitary sewer section. The software and stuff on that isn't even supported anymore. We literally try to put pictures on a flash drive, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. The new camera will allow the city Surface Water Division to build their inspection data of the storm sewer, aid in finding locations around the city in need of repair, replacement, or relining. We're doing this purchase through Sourcewell. Sourcewell is a nationwide cooperative purchasing that we've used multiple times on equipment. The nationwide purchasing co-op allows government agencies to purchase off any Sourcewell contract. Sourcewell went out for an RFP and received 13 proposals. Going through those proposals, Dawson Infrastructure Solutions is the regional dealer. They had the best cost for what we're looking for, and so we are recommending award of Unit 274.
Thank you, Director Webb. Any questions by council? All right, seeing none. Any comments by the public? Seeing none in the audience, none online. All right, if we can move to the vote, please. Oh, comment first, council comment, sorry. Councilor Newman.
I was going to say this first, but then I didn't want to sway the vote, so I'm going to say now since we've listened to everybody. When do we get to touch the truck? I had to ask, just saying.
Yeah, Mayor, through you, I'm sorry, I actually had it in my notes. The delivery is 9 months, which was a lot better than what we thought it was going to be. The Dawson is hoping to get it here sooner, but contractually, it's 9 months.
Councilor Doherty.
I'd like to see the imagery.
Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be a good social post. Little info. All right, now to the vote, please, if you will.
Bowling.
Yes.
Freed.
Aye.
Lockhart.
Yes.
Newman.
Yes.
O'Doherty.
Yes.
Shumway.
Yes.
Behill.
Aye.
Richardson.
Yes.
Cumby, absent. That's 8 yeses, 0 nos, and 1 absent, Your Honor.
Thank you, that passes. And next, public comment on any non-agenda item. We've got 2 folks in the room. Jerry, Brett, I think we've got any more? You're good? Okay. No one online. And consideration for future work session topics. Anything to add there? Okie dokie. And moving on to number 15, Councilor Newman.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. We're adjourned.